Alright, here's a wild question for you. Can fruit actually feel pain? It sounds bizarre, right? But it's one of those questions that really makes you stop and think about the world in a new way. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but today I'm actually going to test out a so-called pain detector on some unsuspecting fruit. We're going to see if apples and bananas are secretly screaming, at least electrically, when we slice them up or poke at them. Are we missing out on a whole hidden world of fruit feelings? So first, let's talk about this device. It's basically a bioelectrical sensor, a piece of technology designed to pick up tiny electrical signals from living things. These signals are usually way too small for us to notice without special equipment, but they're there, quietly buzzing away. The idea is, if the fruit feels something, like a cut, a squeeze, or even just a gentle touch, the device will detect a spike in electrical activity. It's like eavesdropping on the fruit's internal communication system. Now, fruit isn't like us. It doesn't have nerves, a brain, or a way to say ouch or stop that. There's no little fruit consciousness inside an apple, worrying about its fate in your lunchbox. But here's the twist. Plants and fruit do react to their environment. When you damage them, they send out chemical and electrical signals, kind of like a warning system. It's their way of saying, hey, something's wrong. These signals can trigger all sorts of responses, like starting to heal the wound or even warning nearby cells. So, does that count as pain? Or is it just a basic survival mechanism, more like an alarm system than an emotional response? Let's test it out. First up, the apple. Apples are a classic fruit, and they're actually pretty interesting when it comes to plant biology. I stick the pain detector probes into the apple, making sure they're snug and in good contact with the fruit's flesh. The baseline reading is flat, nothing going on, just the apple minding its own business. Then I take a knife and make a small cut. Instantly, the sensor spikes. There's definitely an electrical response happening inside the apple. It's like the fruit is sending out a signal that something has disturbed it. But is that pain, or just a stress signal? Is the apple feeling anything, or is it just reacting automatically? Next, the banana. Same setup, probes in, baseline steady. Bananas are known for their quick ripening and sensitivity, so I'm curious to see what happens. I peel a little bit of the skin. Again, the device jumps. The banana is definitely reacting to being peeled, even though it can't tell us how it feels. When I squeeze the banana, the sensor picks up even more activity. It's like the fruit is broadcasting a message, something's happening to me. So, fruit really does react to physical changes. These electrical signals are real, measurable, and surprisingly strong for something as simple as a piece of fruit. But here's the key. Reacting to damage doesn't mean feeling pain, at least not the way animals or humans do. There's no suffering, no emotional distress, just a biological response. Pain, as we know it, needs a nervous system and a brain to process the sensation. Fruit and plants don't have those. They can't interpret signals as pain or pleasure. They just react. What the device picks up is a stress response, a way for the plant to protect itself or heal. It's a survival mechanism, not a feeling. It's like their version of sounding an alarm, not crying out in pain. Imagine a security system going off when a window breaks. It's not scared, it's just doing its job. Still, it's kind of mind-blowing to realize fruit is anything but passive. There's a whole hidden world of activity happening beneath the surface every time you pick up a piece of fruit. The next time you bite into an apple, remember there's a whole world of hidden activity going on, even if your snack isn't actually suffering. It's a reminder that even the simplest things in nature are more complex than they seem. So, can fruit feel pain? Not really. They don't have the hardware for it, but they do have their own way of responding to the world. But it definitely knows when something's up. The signals are there, and now we have the technology to see them in action. And thanks to tech like this pain detector, we're getting a glimpse into the secret life of the produce aisle. Who knows what else we'll discover as we keep exploring? If you thought this was cool, let me know in the comments what I should test next. Maybe carrots, or even houseplants? There's a whole world of plant reactions out there waiting to be explored, and I'd love to take you along for the ride. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And remember, the next time you're in the produce aisle, you might just be surrounded by silent electric conversations.